welcome back to the channel. Before we begin this video, I want you to press a like button and hit subscribe. NoFap day 2477 part 2 of the benefits. As promised, I would today upload part 2 of the benefits. So, I would say welcome back to the detailed videos. As you guys know, for those who haven't seen part 1, I've started NoFap 2013, August 25. Today, April 5th, 2020. This is where my NoFap journey all started. But I would really recommend you to watch part 1 first, so you can understand part 2 afterwards. Now, after part 1, here is the next thing that I benefited from NoFap. Immune to lust. No longer chasing my tail. Now this is what's supposed to resemble lust. You can resist it. You no longer care about lust and cannot be seduced no more. Why? Because you care. You learn to care more about connection. That the physical appearance of another no longer affects you. This makes it easier to prevent a relapse, because all you care now is being with a real person that loves the real deal, puts effort in you both emotionally and physically, and wants to be a team member. This will trigger your partner selection again. You will filter out those who are unworthy of being with you, because of the fact that they will drain you, but give you nothing in return other than the occasional chair. While the right partner gives you what you need and want, while you give her as well. The chair? That is no longer someone that uses it to control the relationship. That is someone who loves to do it with you. The next one. You will have a new way of life. There is a big change, no longer the old way. You're no longer doing what made you an empty shell of your former self. Instead, you're constantly working on yourself and new ways. This means everything. It no longer makes sense to do what you kept on doing for years, or maybe a decennia in some other cases. You seek to change that with something better. That is a great benefit, because eventually you will rationalize everything what you've been doing in the past, and that will make you think about it, reflect upon it, and you will see the old patterns and you will create new patterns. Next one. That is a very important thing that goes with the previous one and this one as well. Partner selection. No longer choosing the wrong partner. You're no longer looking for someone with looks. You will value someone's inside over his or her outside, because you come to understand that it was the outside that kept you locked in your room watching inappropriate stuff for hours and working out your forearms. All they needed to keep you hooked was their looks and some chair action. Therefore, you will look for someone with content. That person that wants to be your partner needs to have important qualities. Not just for a week or two, but permanently. He or she needs to have a great personality that makes you love them. Because what's there to love if there's only looks? Looks will fade. So that means your love will fade as well? See what I'm saying? Because that's what a problem lies today. People don't love each other because it's all about looks. That's all they care about, instead of a combination with personality. Now don't get me wrong. Choosing someone that has great looks isn't a bad thing. But if you're only choosing someone that has looks and nothing else, that is a problem. And that's the change that you will make. That will trigger your partner selection. You can't fake who you are, but you can fake how you look. And that is the reason why partner selection is one of the greatest benefits I had myself. Enjoying life. Life will invite you. You're no longer sitting at home watching how others enjoy their life. You start to enjoy yourself. When I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about going out while going live on Facebook or Instagram or putting things on Snapchat. I'm talking about the good old days when social media didn't exist, and when you went out to enjoy the sun, you cared about the sun rays with their delivery of vitamin D on your body. You cared about the food that came to your table and how it tastes instead of putting it on Instagram how it looks. You care about a nice walk and feeling good. You care about exploring the world and to see what it has to offer instead of putting everything on video with your glass of whatever drinks you have in front of you and pretending that you like it. No, you will care about enjoying, to open your mind and try out things you have never seen, heard before whatsoever. That is a great benefit, because what life is all about is not how people see how you're enjoying, but how you are actually enjoying yourself by being present in the moment. When you take a deep breath, this is what I'm talking about. That feeling is what I'm talking about. Not the click, put it on Instagram. Of course, never happens with that kind of stuff, but you get my point. That is not the way to enjoy. So, the greatest benefit is to enjoy life. Life will start smiling at you and life will invite you. Now, what you all have been waiting for. You've become more attractive, part 2, no longer unattractive. Now the next page will display what will make you more attractive as promised. Ready? Let's start. We start first, taking care of my physical appearance. Taking care of my physical appearance was a very important job in this case, because it requires some reflection and it requires some energy to make a change. You've seen yourself not taking care of yourself, not feeling happy about the way you look, not being pleased with the way you look. So you make a change. And then the next thing, make sure that what I wear matches my body. Because I was exercising a lot and I was gaining a lot of muscle, I started to wear clothes that really matches my body, that make me look good, that make me happy. Not the kind of shirts or whatever that make me gain more attention, but something that really matches, something that you can say, oh man, this is some good looking. It's not like you're screaming for attention, but it really fits with the way you look. And that is something that really made me happy. I had a haircut that could match with what I was wearing. That is also an important thing. Basically, short hair matches everything. Whatever you're wearing, like really whatever you're wearing. You can wear a casual dress or you can wear a suit, whatever. When you have short hair, that is perfect. Everything really was matching. And I was always putting on some nice smelling perfume. Now when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about marinating yourself in perfume. No, just something that when people get close to you, they could smell. But not that people could smell you from a mile away. Now that's bad. Now, testing out what I was wearing from casual to suit. Why did I do that? The reason why I was doing that is because I heard people say, when you're wearing this, you will notice that some types of girls will look at you that way. And when you're wearing this is the kind of girls that will notice you. So I was testing everything out, and I could say that every type of dress really attracted some type of female. And that is a great thing to understand, because then you will say, okay, what kind of person am I? And what do I want to attract? Something that really matches. So I'm gonna wear this. This is the kind of thing. Because let me put it this way. If you're not into, let's say, gothic females, but you are dressing like a gothic, do you really think that those girls will reject you? Absolutely not. Those girls will come to you like flies on a piece of dirt. They will feel attracted to you. I'm not comparing them to a piece of dirt, neither do I compare it to you. But what I will say is because they will feel drawn to you because that's what you resemble. Someone who is dressed like gothic will not attract someone who looks casual or who has, like, let's say, urban clothes, R&B kind of style, that kind of stuff. So the next thing, eating healthy to make my skin look healthy. No more sugar. And when I mean no more sugar, I really mean no more cane sugar, none of that stuff. So I stopped drinking Dr. Pepper at that moment, too bad. And what do you know? After that, my skin looked a lot better. I looked healthier. I felt even better. So your skin health, when you have damaged skin, you will not look that pleasing. When you have a healthy skin, glowing skin, you will look a lot more attractive. Now the next thing has to do with personality. I was working towards my future. I was focusing on what I wanted to reach someday. And something like that will draw girls or men to you because you have something to offer. And that is not just an empty shell, but someone with value. The next thing, I showed that time is valuable and I didn't waste it on nonsense. When I talk about nonsense, I'm talking about daily going out, wasting your time, coming home drunk and have reached nothing at all. So you can go out once a while, absolutely, no doubt. But if you're going to waste your time and not reaching any goal, what's the point of reaching goal or working towards your future? Next thing, ambition. I want to reach things to benefit in the future. See, when I'm talking about this, I'm really talking about something that I can say I will no longer have to work after I reached, let's say, 36 or 37. I can sit on my behind and say, you know what, I'm going for a long vacation for at least a couple of years while I have a passive income. See what I'm saying? And because then you can enjoy your life. You can make it change. The next thing, I cared how I should be. No more potty mouth and having manners. That is a game changer. See, it all looks awesome, gangster and swag or whatever, if you have a potty mouth and having no manners. People think, oh, look at this cool person, whether you're male or female, swearing this or that. Yeah, but by the end of the day, you're not happy about yourself. Tell me, which people get more respect? Those who have no potty mouth and having manners, or those who do have potty mouth and having no manners? Those with having no potty mouth and having manners will always be respected, and those people tend to be more dangerous than those who have potty mouth and having no manners. You always find that the most dangerous people are the most nice people and the most polite people. Next thing, I was thinking before I would act, weighing out my choices, and that means in every aspect. So no longer doing what feels good, but doing what makes sense, using my logic. If I would do this, what are the pros? What are cons? Should I do it? Should I not do it? Okay, if I would want to reach this goal, but there are pros here, but there are more cons there, is there another way that I can reach it with less cons and more pros? That's what I mean. Next thing, how I handle responsibility, when to take it and when not to take it. And the last one is very important. Now, it's important to take your responsibility whenever it's necessary. However, there are people who do not deserve that. Why? Because those are the same people who do not take responsibility themselves. So for example, if you have some issue with somebody that never takes responsibility for their actions and they expect you to do it, that's the moment when I'm thinking, I'm not gonna do it. Next thing, I love to learn new things, especially to be self-sufficient. For example, one of the most important things in my life was when I found out that I could actually enjoy growing my own food. and actually learning to make, let's say, to catch water, put it in a big water jar, can, or those big tons. I don't know how you call it in English though, but those big boxes where you can then filter the water and drink it, because then it's fresh and clean. That's what I mean. That's what we used to do back in the old days when we didn't have the facilities we have right now. So, to be self-sufficient, that is a very important given. Let me put it this way. What if for some reason something happens in this world and we no longer have the new luxury civilization? Everything goes back to basic. How will you be able to feed yourself, to provide yourself with shelter and whatnot? That's when learning new things come great into play. To be self-sufficient is something that I've been keep on learning for the past definitely 2 years. Next thing, listen to understand, but not with everyone. When I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about you going to listen only with those who, let's say the things that benefit you, and those who say what you need to hear are the ones that you're going to ignore. No. What I'm talking about is you will listen to understand even when you don't like it. Because those people will also listen to you. But those who don't listen to understand, in your case, you will also not do it with them, because there are people who listen to reply instead of listen to understand. So you gotta balance it out. Those who listen to me and try to understand me, I will try to understand them, regardless of the situation, even if it feels difficult for me. I need to do it. I need to be a grown man. Next thing, the right kind of empathy and sympathy. What I mean by that is you give it to those who give it back. If somebody has no empathy or sympathy, why do they deserve to get it from you regardless of the situation? You need to give it to those who really deserve it. So nowadays people make those comments like, oh, I always give, let's say, my love and care to the wrong people. Yes, because you're not giving it to those who deserve it. You only give it to those who don't deserve it. So why not make a change from there? The next thing, more selfless. Selflessness makes you unattractive. So to become selfless, of course, with the right type of people, you will become more attractive. People will like you even more because they see that you're just like them, and that makes them feel happy that there are more people who have actually a heart and who are no longer selfish or not selfish at all to begin with, because there are people who have been raised to be selfless. That is a good thing. Next thing, self-control. It all started with fasting. When I learned to control my hunger, I also learned to control other things. The same thing with NoFap. I learned to control my urges, and that kept me from doing the bad things, to relapse, and so on and so forth. So when I was learning self-control, I could actually practice with other things, because if I'm able to resist other things that are very difficult, I should be able to control other things that are far easier, or less easy, but also not that difficult. Next thing, self-reflection, but selective, not for everyone. See, we live in a society where people do desire that you have self-reflection, but don't give it in return. So those who give self-reflection in return, those who say, yeah, I know I made a mistake and I'm really sorry about that, I want to make a change, I want to apologize and correct my mistakes, those are the people who should get your self-reflection as well. Those are the ones who deserve it. If someone tells you, well, you need to look at your mistake, and you tell them, okay, that's fine, but this is the kind of thing you've done, and I want you to look at your mistake as well, and they say no, skip it. Do not ever do that with those people. Sometimes to show, let's say, put a mirror in front of their face works quite good in those cases, because they have to learn that nothing is about them. It's about both of you. And if it's not about both of you, it's supposed to be done. Next thing, confidence. The right type of confidence. I won't go into detail about this because I'm making videos about the right type of confidence. So all I'm saying is stay tuned for those videos that I'm going to be talking about the right type of confidence. Not the kind of confidence that you know about. No, I'm talking about some real confidence. Next thing, the right type of leadership. Now, the right type of leadership consists out of making a choice that benefits everybody, not just you, but everybody. So if you're going to lead people, you will be weighing out the choices that you're going to make, and it's going to be benefiting everybody. That is something that's going to be making you very attractive because it makes you a selfless person, a person with a heart, a person that cares, but not a person that's going to be walked over. Like I said, it's not for everyone. So those who deserve to be led, those who do have a good heart, those who do actually put great effort and whatnot into you, those are the ones who deserve to be treated great. Next thing, like I said, it all is connected. I didn't say that, by the way. Now I will say it. All is connected. Excuse me, I don't know why the hell I said that. Care for the right people. Like I said, the right type of leadership, confidence, not for everybody. The self-reflection of everybody, self-control, selflessness, right kind of empathy and whatnot. Everything is for the right type of people. If you're going to care about somebody, care about those who care about you. If you're going to care about those who don't care about you, you have no right to complain if you already found out but still keep on going. You do have the right to complain about it if you're willing to make a change. Next thing, gentlemen, for the real ladies. And when I'm saying the real ladies, I'm not talking about those who claim to be a lady but do the exact opposite of being a lady. And those videos will come later. Next thing, my way of thinking is also a game changer. See, when I'm thinking with logic. I'm thinking in a way, but let's say I question things, think critically, so on and so forth. Instead of accepting everything like a sheep, I start to think in a way that I'm thinking, okay, I've heard this, but I want to know if it's true, if it makes sense, if it's right, so on and so forth. And the way you think will definitely make people look at you. Because the way things go now, people think like sheep. If you say something is right because it was said, well, they believe it. Now, same thing for this. If you're going to be a critical thinker, you will definitely be on their radar. Selective. I did not just date someone like that, just like that. When I'm talking about some selection, I'm talking about partner selection. I want to know who I'm dealing with. I want to know what kind of person you are. I want to know your background. I want to know how you treat people, so on and so forth. Because if I'm going to be in a relationship with you, I want to know who you are and how you're going to be for me. And being selective, especially on personality, will make you more attractive because then you will see that, especially in case of females, they will do their best to improve their behavior to be selected by you. Next thing, what made me reject a female and or a woman? Because if you're going to reject someone, there has to be a reason for it. And if you're going to talk about the reason why, basically personality based, then that is also a part of attraction. Someone will think, oh, this kind of person is definitely select someone. He feels like he's worthy of having a high quality woman. There has got to be a high quality man. Next thing, no more showing off. When you're showing off, look at me, what I have, you will definitely make people look bad at you. It's like you show how insecure you are. When you're no longer showing off, you're just happy with things. Just, let's say you have a Lamborghini, but you're not acting like, look at me driving this Lamborghini. You're just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna drive from point A to point B with my car. Despite the fact that it's a Lamborghini, I don't care. I just want to go from point A to point B, people will definitely notice you, but they will notice also thing that is called humbleness. When you're humble, oh man, that is a game changer. Next thing, my skills, cooking, etc. Being able to take care of myself. How many people, both men and women, are able to take care of themselves? Not many. We all say, yes, I'm able to take care of myself. We come into the house, it's a mess. When you ask them to cook something, they barely know how to cook rice. They barely know how to cook their vegetables. And everything you eat is either raw or overcooked. Flavor, not even there. You're asking them to clean the toilet, it looks and smells like a mess. Now, to be able to be self-sufficient and taking care of yourself, someone enters your house, smells the cleanness of your house. So far that it cleans out their lungs. Of course, figure of speech. That is something very attractive. And not to show off with it, but you like to be in a clean environment. That will show somebody who is also clean herself or himself that you're not a dirty pig. And nobody likes dirty pigs, and nobody likes to be with somebody who is a mess. Because somebody who cleans up his house, room or whatsoever means that in his or her mind they're also clean. They know they're not a mess. When you clean your house, you also clean your mind. Next thing, being creative, selective. Not everyone gets it. What do I mean by this? Simple. When you are being creative, you're going to do that with somebody who's doing the exact same thing for you. It's taking and giving. But if you're going to be with somebody who's only taking but not giving anything, why should you show your creativity? Doesn't matter how. It can be during a nice date, it can be in a bedroom, it can be everywhere, even in the kitchen. If you're not getting anything back, you shouldn't be giving it out to begin with. Be selective. That is something I will teach you without a doubt on my YouTube channel. To be very selective. Choose somebody who is willing to give you what you give her or him. Next thing, the way I enjoy life, not on social media. See, in the past, let's say 4 or 5 years, when I was going out, especially in the past 7 years that I went out, a lot of things didn't reach my social media. I went out to the sea, I went out to another country, went out there, here, name it. Restaurant here, got me some Dr. Pepper, name it. What did I do? I kept it for myself because I wanted to enjoy. It's great if you guys see it, but what is it worth if I cannot enjoy it myself? Why should I show you guys that I'm doing something when I'm not even enjoying? It makes no sense for me. It makes no sense to me. So in order to enjoy life, I have to enjoy first. And I want to be present. What do I like? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Making a list, check out everything, try out everything, and then enjoying it. No longer sitting at home. No longer looking at Instagram how people pretend to enjoy some things. Actually enjoying it myself. Next thing, self-development. Becoming better than what I was yesterday. That is a skill that attracts like a magnet. When you're improving yourself, you're increasing your own value. And the more valuable you are, the more valuable you will be for the opposite. And you will attract them regardless. Next thing, as men, also for women of course, but as men now in this case, the way we treat certain type of women. We treat ladies good. But those who treat us with disrespect, we don't treat them good. Why? It's quite simple. Why should I? See, it's great to give respect, but it's not so great if I'm not getting it in return. We understand that there are people that disrespect you regardless of the situation. So in this case, I'm not the kind of guy that will say, oh, hey, I'm gonna respect them regardless. No. I got my own worth, sense of self-worth. So I'm not gonna be in a position that I'm gonna respect everybody if I'm going to be disrespected. You disrespect me, I disrespect you. But I will leave you alone. Now, the next thing. Excuse me, I gotta... Yes. Oh, excuse me. Selective in friends. The types of friends you have say a lot about you. We don't realize it, we don't understand it. But if you have somebody that's like a wild type of person, don't tell me that you're just friends with them because you're not a wild type, but you just like to, talk with them and whatnot. No. You go out with them as well. You're as wild as they are. You're as crazy as they are. And sometimes men and women look what kind of friends you have and look at you. And they understand what you are. So be very careful. Have the right type of friends with you. Not only those who support you, but also those who want to have a future and who see something in their lives, who want to do something. Next thing, being active. Loves to do sports with friends or a group. Being physically active makes you attractive. Next thing, knows to give but also to take. Wants the balance 50-50. Like I said, being selective. Knows to give but also to take. A lot of men have an issue to take. They give and complain if they don't get anything in return. But that's not how it works. If you want to complain, make sure you make a change. That means you take. And if you don't take, you leave them. That's about it. And the next thing and the last, does not care about attention. The attention of the world, people giving it to you, means nothing to you. It's great to get attention, great to be praised, great to be liked. But it's not your focus. You want to enjoy life without the focus of getting attention. So in other words, you don't care if people think you're some high quality person because of the fact you always show off. No, you love to surprise people. You know that people will find out about your worth regardless of the situation. It's like the boxing match. If you're going to pretend that you're some kind of, let's say, fighting machine and you take your belts with you, but you end up laying on the ground because you underestimate your opponent, that is a big surprise. And that's the kind of surprise you should give to people. Silent about your work, but you surprise them with results. Now, the next thing that I show by accident, that is about the physical appearance, the facial structures, the eyes and the jaw lines. You will understand here that next to the personality, there are physical traits that make a man attractive. That doesn't mean that if you look like this that you won't get anything. But let me put it this way. A lot of guys do have a great physical structure, facial structure. But because of being overweight, nothing of that is showing. So let me put it this way. See the two faces here? The warrior face with a strong jawline. And the wimp, which I don't call a wimp, that's disrespectful, but I couldn't find anything else. With a weaker jawline. Excuse me. With a weaker jawline. The difference in our skull makes us either attractive or unattractive. doing some research about this made me understand a lot from my past and current situation. What do I mean by this? Now, in the past, I always noticed I had, a great jawline, but I didn't pay attention to it because that moment I wasn't aware and I wasn't educated about this. I had always the idea that regardless of the way you look, you could get any kind of woman as a partner. But that is not the truth. See, nowadays, especially when I was researching when the woman was fertile and close to her ovulation, that she would always go for the man with a stronger jawline. The strong jawline always means that he has a lot more testosterone, therefore more attractive, therefore stronger offspring. So this is something that I've learned, and I would definitely recommend you guys to do some research about the jawline of a male, because there is something that you will understand in a moment about us ourselves, and something that I've noticed as well again when I was losing weight. Now, next to the skull and next to the facial structure, as you guys can see that this one has a strong jawline and a chin, then it goes weaker to weaker, just like this, and the stronger the jawline here is. Eyes are very important as well. The hunter eyes compared to this kind of eye. The shape of our eyes determines how attractive it looks for males and females. Now tell me, which one of these two eyes look more appealing? This or this? Wanna go back? Remember this eye and paste it on his face. Will he look more attractive? The answer is no. Here, an example of a weaker chin, no jawline, and a stronger jawline and a strong chin. But then you're thinking, well, is it genetic? Yes, but here is something I want to show you guys. The reason why you don't see this in many cases, but a lot more of this, is because of our facial appearance during a heavy weight gain. What weight loss can do to your face. Same guy, strong jawline. Jaw here, not even once. After losing weight, he got a nice strong jawline. Want to see another example? You can go from unattractive, having no jawline, no chin, to being attractive, having a strong jawline and a strong chin. From no jawline and no chin to a strong jawline and chin. That is why weight loss is so important. I would really recommend you guys that if you want to improve your attraction, you have to lose weight. You have to lean out. When you become lean, your jawline will be visible, your eyes will look a lot better, and when you're dressing up real good, you will see the change. That's why during NoFap, when you have that energy, use it in the gym. And that's it for today's video. Tomorrow, I wanted to do it today, but tomorrow, I prepped it for tomorrow. The video is done, no more editing. The video will be up tomorrow on April 6th, 2020. And I will explain where I went wrong. Once again, I love Dr. Pepper. Remember that. So tomorrow I will explain where I went wrong and things that I should have done better in order to have better results during my NoFap time, and why I gained weight in 2017. But that's it for today's video. Thank you for listening to me, and if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications and press the like button. Questions, drop it in the comment section or send me an email, mrkenzie@hotmail.com. Check out my website www.mrkenzie.com, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video. Thank you for listening once again, and I will see you tomorrow again. Doe normaal.